Turning Back 2 continues now, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to be in for a barn burner. There you see him, the hybrid, Jaxson Cassel, making his way through the curtain and heading down to the USWA ring.
Jaxson Cassel returning to USWA after a couple shows ago, putting on a great match. The athleticism of this big man should bode well against another athletic big man in his opponent, Mr. Grimm.
Well, this is going to be one for the ages, one that everybody is going to leave here talking about it. And look at the size of Jaxson Cassel.
Look at the physique.
He is an impressive specimen, to say the least, but he is going to have his hands full tonight with his opponent, Mr. Grimm. Jaxson Cassel pacing in the ring.
And his opponent, making his long-awaited return to the United States Wrestling Alliance, he is the Hitman for hire, Mr. Grimm.
A highlight of last year's No Turning Back here at Journey Church, where he put on a 35-minute clinic with then Federated Champion, now newly crowned USWA Elite Champion, John Davis. This should be a hard-hitting, high-flying, athleticism combined with brutality kind of a match, with both athletes having sheer power mixed with amazing athleticism.
Well, these two men are certainly two of the largest competitors in all of the USWA. I'm just kind of surprised that they let a man like Mr. Grimm, who goes by the Hitman for hire, into the hallowed halls of the Journey Church here today.
Well, it'll be interesting to see, because that briefcase that he just set right there underneath the ring ropes normally contains his signature body bag. So let's see if he has a triple XL body bag for the man, Jaxson Cassel.
He's going to need one if he's got one at all. These two men sizing each other up. The referee making sure that there are no shenanigans, no funny business. Both men are ready, and here we go.
Yeah, between these two men, I don't see a whole lot of shenanigans going on. These guys are just two silverbacks going at it.
Two dominant alpha-type competitors here. They are standing tall. Who's going to flinch first? Both posing, flexing, getting the crowd behind them. This is going to be a smash-mouth, in-your-face contest with Mr. Grimm and Jaxson Cassel.
And boy, oh boy, I hope that ring is reinforced.
Look at that lockup. Look at the muscles flexing on both men. Two behemoths. And they
pretty evenly matched so far.
Both of these men usually looking at a strength advantage.
Whoa! A little bit of taunting.
Some mind games from Jaxson Cassel.
Whoa.
Mr. Grimm looks mildly amused by the gesture. Oh, look at that.
Oh! A little taunting back and forth between the two.
Shots fired from both men.
This is what you see in the wild when two alpha males meet up to see who is the alpha of the herd. That is what we are witnessing right now here at USWA between the hybrid Jaxson Cassel and the Hitman for hire, Mr. Grimm. A little shoving match.
Each other. So much force and inertia. It's going to be required to take either man off their feet. And now Mr. Grimm locks the headlock in on Jaxson Cassel. We are off to the races. Cassel now
trying to fight out. Whipping him into the ropes. No budge by either competitors.
Usually somebody goes down after a shoulder tackle like that, but not tonight. Not with these two men.
The hybrid challenging the Hitman for hire to see if he can knock him down.
Look at this. Oh! There you go. A little extra oomph on that one, and that takes Mr. Grimm down on the mat. And Jaxson Cassel, look at the confidence on this man.
Look at the agility of the Hitman for hire.
That is not something you see every day, folks. A man that big typically doesn't jump that high. The athleticism you're going to see here tonight.
Jaxson Cassel showing off his own athleticism there.
That's why they call him the hybrid, a hybridization of styles like you wouldn't believe. But don't count out Mr. Grimm. He is no slouch in the hybrid department either.
Big men are not supposed to get up that high.
Look at that running splash maneuver into the corner. Jaxson Cassel lifts him up.
Oh!
Look at
Oh, my.
An impressive show of strength here.
The elevation.
And he continues to hold Mr. Grimm.
Oh! I felt that shake from here.
Thunderous drop to the mat on that standing vertical suplex.
2 count only.
Cassel looking to put away Mr. Grimm early on in the match here. But I have a feeling we might be in for a pretty long contest because these two men, two of the biggest men here, and Mr. Grimm now being driven into the corner. Jaxson Cassel.
What's he trying to do here?
I'm not sure what he's looking to do on this one.
Oh, you know what? I think I know what he's trying to do here.
Uh-oh.
Watch this.
Getting a little momentum.
No, he missed it. Grimm just held on to the ropes. That is a signature maneuver for Jaxson Cassel. He slides through that rope and normally hits a suplex on the way out. But Mr. Grimm, much bigger of a competitor than Jaxson Cassel is used to, just held on to the ropes.
Well, the size and strength of Mr. Grimm are going to be a factor here because Jaxson Cassel is evenly matched in that department.
Oh.
Look at that. Almost looking for what would have been in the ring. Drop toe hold. And a nice little pump kick for Jaxson Cassel as he crumples to the concrete floor here at the Journey Church.
A kick that thundered throughout Orange Park, Florida.
Holy cow.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but Jaxson Cassel back up to his feet now. What do we see?
What is this? Oh! Oh, my! Oh, my!
And Mr. Grimm taking out everyone in his wake.
Wow!
He has got to be 300-plus pounds flying over the corner, over the ring post, the turnbuckles, you name it. He went over all of it, crashing down into security and Jaxson Cassel out at ringside.
That's a long way and a high area to fly. And he did it with ease.
And that's a whole lot of mass coming crashing down. He's silencing the crowd.
Oh!
Thunderous chop now. And Jaxson Cassel clutches his chest in complete agony here. Mr. Grimm now firmly taking control and doling out some punishment.
I mentioned it at the start of the show that few men in this business can chop with John Davis. And if I remember correctly, from last year's No Turning Back, Mr. Grimm is one of those athletes.
Grimm went for the cover there, but Jaxson Cassel still has some fight left in him, able to roll the shoulder up, and this matchup continues.
You're not going to be able to put a hybrid athlete like Jaxson Cassel out that easily.
I wouldn't know if I would call it easy, not after some of what we just saw on the outside of that ring, but Jaxson Cassel is no mere man. The hybrid is in this thing for the long haul. And here comes Mr. Grimm, but he's caught. Jaxson Cassel.
Oh, my.
Look at the height of that drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick from Jaxson Cassel.
Grimm goes down. Jaxson Cassel now has an opening, has an opportunity to take the advantage here.
You see the elevation on that drop kick. Absolutely astounding.
Cassel.
Big splash into the corner.
Huge flying splash from Cassel. Cassel back in the corner, but he's with a splash from Mr. Grimm. Grimm rebounding off the corner. And a big-time back elbow. I think the ring moved about 3 or 4 inches after that.
Yeah, after this match, the ring...
A springboard sling blade from the 300-plus pound Mr. Grimm.
Wow. Yeah, the ring crew is going to have to take a little quick break after this match to reset this entire ring. Young Professor, you were right. This whole ring has shifted.
Well, the people in the front row have just gotten a little bit better vantage point, at least on that side. The other side, not so much. But this matchup is everything we thought it would be. 2 giant, athletic big men leaving it all out there, going punch for punch.
Oh, look at this, Mr. Grimm.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Grimm trying to do an elevation suplex of his own.
But Cassel ducks the clothesline.
Oh, double clothesline.
Both men with authority, 2 thunderous clotheslines simultaneously, and both men are down.
Oh, that is a lot of weight hitting that canvas.
And referee instituting the 10 count.
Up to 4.
I'm not sure after an impact like that, either man is going to be able to meet it. They might end in a draw here, folks. I know that's not what you want to see, but with these 2 men, wait a minute. Jaxson Cassel, he's at least up on all 4s. Mr. Grimm stirring.
Almost like an alligator just rolling around the ring.
Now look at this, locking up. And not even back to their feet yet. Trading blows from the knee each. Big time forearm smashes. Oh, Mr. Grimm. The stiff shots here. And Cassel reeling after that one. Big discus forearm.
This reminds me of a movie I saw when I was a kid.
Big kick.
Godzilla versus King Kong. Just 2 absolutely brutal entities.
Blockbuster. Grimm.
2 count for Grimm.
Almost had a Grimm night of his own. Almost losing that one, but by just the skin of his teeth, he gets away with it, gets the shoulder up, but Jaxson Cassel. Running.
Immediately into the pin. 2 count.
Another near fall here. Jaxson Cassel trying everything he can to put away Mr. Grimm, but Mr. Grimm will not quit here, not tonight.
Grimm trying to avenge the loss to John Davis last year here at No Turning Back by getting out of No Turning Back 2, hopefully with a victory of his own.
And look at this.
But it is not looking good so far.
Grimm slow to his feet. Jaxson Cassel, the power and strength on display here. Gets
big slant. No.
But Grimm able to maneuver his way out. A headbutt.
That's what you want to see. Just 2 big grown men headbutting each other.
Mr. Grimm flips him out into a neck breaker.
Beautiful.
Say goodnight, Jaxson Cassel. No cover here from Mr. Grimm. Not sure about that particular strategy, but he continues the punishment. Kick followed by a big splash.
No!
And somehow the hybrid Jaxson Cassel gets a shoulder up. Mr. Grimm flips him over. Oh my. Clubs him across the back of the neck. Tries to put him away again, too. And
no! Referee signaling only a 2 count.
What is it going to take for one of these men to get one over on their opponent? We've seen everything in this match, and yet this match still somehow is continuing on. Mr. Grimm absolutely frustrated.
Mr. Grimm throwing everything but the kitchen sink so far. And Jaxson Cassel trying to mount some sort of comeback at this point.
Cassel, I think he's just getting on his feet because someone's leading him there. He looks out of it.
Oh, beautiful face plant. Jaxson Cassel. Ooh, a knee to the face.
Knee under the chin. 2.
No, another 2 count.
What in the world is happening here at the Journey Church tonight?
What is it gonna take for one of these men to get the upper hand on the other?
Jaxson Cassel burying the knee right under that chin, and still not enough to put away Mr. Grimm. The Hitman for hire. He's barely still with us.
Well, Jaxson Cassel now toying with Mr. Grimm. This is not a good idea.
I'm not sure you want to poke the bear here.
If it's going to be a man to poke the bear, though, it's Jaxson Cassel.
Even still.
Oh!
Blow for blow. Jaxson Cassel now. What is this?
Oh!
That's got to be it. Put it
That's
away,
got to
Jaxson
be it.
Cassel.
No! My Lord. How does Grimm keep doing it?
Sandman, I don't know what else to say here. This match, I thought it was over 3 or 4 times in favor of both competitors here, but these two men are as evenly matched as it's going to get. And look at this, exposing the knee. Jaxson Cassel.
That might be what you have to do at this point.
If he connects here, you got to believe it's going to be lights out. Oh, no!
No! Oh, big pounce by Grimm.
And Cassel, he's on Dream Street.
Oh, running.
That knee connects.
Oh.
Authority. 2, 3.
Oh, my.
Your winner, the Hitman for hire, Mr. Grimm!
And the Hitman for hire comes away with a huge victory over the hybrid Jaxson Cassel. What an unbelievable contest.
That could have gone either way on so many different points in that match. It looked like it was going to go the hybrid's way. And then Mr. Grimm just never gave up. You see now we're about 30 seconds after this match, and neither man has gotten to their feet. Neither man has really moved at all.
That match took everything out of both of these competitors. These two athletic, flying, powerhouse competitors here in the USWA. But Mr. Grimm barely, just barely, able to edge out Jaxson Cassel. He is the better man here tonight.
Both men to their feet somewhat now.
Tremendous hard-hitting action here for no turning back to. And look at this, both men now back up on their feet, sizing each other up once more.
Both men look like they're ready for round 2.
I don't know if I can handle another round. I can't imagine they can. But look at this. These two men still sizing each other up. No one making any sudden movements yet.
And a show of respect from both men.
That's the way that you got to do it, folks. I mean, these two guys, so evenly matched. Personal differences aside, that was one unbelievable contest, and there's more where that came from.